This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowes.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
This is the way.
We want it men.
This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowes.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
Welcome to episode 299. We are one away from 300, Jason. Can you believe that?
That's math for you.
That's math. I keep seeing, I was going through well, anyway, let me start. Of the Smugglers Galaxy Podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast, the Smugglers in the Galaxy. I'm Glenn. There's Jason over there. And I was looking through my Facebook memories today, and it's like 5 or 6 years, like 5 years ago, we were like posting stuff for this podcast. So it's like, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I saw the anniversary for 100. It's going to slow down now that we're bi-weekly.
Yeah. I know. Hey, you want to keep your tracker? So, we were talking to Tony yesterday. Ding. And
That's
he
one.
was like, that's number one. How we were, he was like, I'm just not used to you guys having it every other week yet. And I think we're still trying to get used to it. I'm enjoying it. It feels like we're getting more traction with every other week, but I don't understand why. I don't understand the algorithm on.
We haven't done anything different.
We're just still putting stuff out, and same SSDD, and the algorithm is the same, and we're just. I'll look at the something, because the Spotify, we get a little bit from Spotify, and it feels like we're getting a little bit more from Spotify by going to 2 weeks. But I'm like, whatever, if it works.
Hi, thanks for listening.
That was our housekeeping for the day.
Everybody thinks I'm talking to them, but I'm really talking to you, listener.
Fair listener.
That's a Muppets Theater 3D, Muppet Vision 3D reference for those that are keeping track at home.
Which we'll eventually be able to watch on something. Disney Plus or...
No, I did it for Apple Vision.
Oh, is it Apple Vision?
Yeah, the 3D glasses, which if I had $1 billion, I'd be owning one. But
just so you can watch Muppet Vision.
Just so I could sit on the couch and just mouth open watching YouTube videos.
You'd
If
be
only I
like
had
Wally.
yeah, if only I had a robot that's inserting food into my mouth.
It's coming, dude. It'll happen one day.
But yeah, it was a good meetup yesterday.
Yeah, we had a
Good turnout.
yeah, we had our meetup. I hosted our meetup for the Georgia Alliance. It's been a year, maybe. Well, no, the last one we had, truthfully, at somebody's house was the Winter Social, which I
Yeah,
hosted again. But
yeah. Last December. We haven't had any meetups,
yeah,
but
well,
we
it's because
did.
of Rogue Fun,
Yeah.
and then it just, I don't know, it gets out of hand, and you can't get anybody to host, and then when you do find somebody to host, I feel like we may have to go to every other month meetup. I don't know, but it's like the end of the year when, huh?
You want to go to every other month instead of every other 8 months?
But when we do something every month, we have people show up, and then sometimes it's hard to get people to show up every month. I think people, are a little nervous about going to people's houses. I would like to be able to find a bar or something we can host them in. But the only bar that I reached out to, they couldn't promise us any spots on a Saturday. So like you would saying, I
Did
don't
you
know
go
if
to
we just.
Reformation?
No, I went to
Uh,
that bar in Roswell, that Star Wars themed bar in Roswell.
oh yeah, yeah.
I think it's lightly Star Wars themed. It
Yeah,
just
it's
has.
slightly. I could talk. Wow, what a morning. Let me drink some coffee. No, I ended up there and yeah, it's lightly themed. It's like it looks like a bar, but as you kind of like focus, as you sit there, you're like, oh wait, that's Star Wars. Oh wait, that's Star Wars. And you realize Star Wars. I realized Star Wars was all around me.
Yeah. So when I reached out to them, they were like, "Oh man, any other day but the weekend, we could definitely give you some reservations and give you a spot." But
Okay, Tuesday at 7:15 a.m. Let's go.
hey, that's when my guitar player is seeing the Odyssey.
Yeah, yeah, it's sold out. That's why I had to go to September. I was just like, how is it
But do you
7:15
remember?
a.m.? Do I remember
D
what?
You said September
Yeah, but not September. Was it 22nd?
21st.
21st.
Yeah.
21st. No, I'm not seeing on the 21st of September.
Yeah, so he was saying that he has to take a day off work and go see it at like 7:30 in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. I was surprised the amount of people we had. We had like 15 people probably.
No,
You don't think it was that many?
no,
Probably
it was
10,
probably about a dozen.
10. Well, it was enough to where I was like, man, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
I was expecting, maybe 5 or 6, but hey, our buddy Tony, that's number 2, came, and Lewis and April. Huh?
8 people by my
8 people.
count?
Okay, is that including me and Mandy?
No, so it's
Okay,
10.
10. Well, it was a good Susan and Adam and oh gosh,
Lewis and April, Tim,
Ed-
Tony, Johnson,
3.
and what else?
Oh shoot, I
It
forgot the
was
dude's name.
David. Oh, David.
Da-
So it's 11. It's
oh,
11.
David showed up,
David,
and
Donnie,
then
that's 12. Okay,
Donnie.
so it
Yep,
was 12. It's
a
12. It's
dozen.
12.
So it was fun. We just kind of hung out. I set the basement up. Well, with the garage, I kind of just set up to where I had a bunch of stuff that Second Chance had donated to us a few years ago that we were going to do an auction and just never got it around to it. And I was like, just make a deal, make a donation to the club, and we'll use it to fund the winter social food. So we raised a decent amount of money for that and just hung out for a few hours, which is great.
Yeah. I got 6 Darth Vader cases that are sitting in my garage donated from Second Chance that I don't know what to do with.
Anybody wants a Darth Vader case? Well, we did that one thing a few years ago, and I don't know if I think we have enough time we can redo it, or artists painted them up.
I don't want to do that because I feel like it's overdone.
Okay.
It's been done by several people, and now it's being done by other people
Yeah.
in Tennessee. So I don't really want to do that anymore.
You don't want to hear, you stole that from me, even though he stole it from everybody else. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh. But yeah, no, it was
And points for originality. So that's why we did the droid project
right.
for this past one. And
Now we do some really awesome stuff. And we always get some good good things.
The Cam Tono project with the first one.
Yeah. What are we gonna do for the third one?
There isn't a third one. We were talking on the chat last night, and Danny Katzel was like, so he said something about Rogue Fun 3. And I was like, there is no Rogue Fun 3. And he's like, I got faith.
I believe in you, Jason. You have one left in you.
No, don't do that. It just consumes my life. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I got you. Well,
I'm just starting to get my groove back. I was like, you know what? I should finish the stairs in the garage because that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
right. And since
So-
you have, that don't have Rogue Fun 3 stuff or Rogue Fun stuff hanging in your garage as bad as it was. It's
Yeah,
more
but
organized now.
I kind of feel like George R.R. Martin right now. It's like, why aren't you finishing your book, dude? What are you working on, dude?
Rogue Fun, my stairs, my life.
I'm working on Dunk and Egg, Volume 5. No, finish The Winds of Winter, my man. You're 77. I'm
Oh,
not 77.
jeez.
I got time.
Yeah, it's fun. So just go off since you mentioned the RR token and then all that. I'll see
J.R.R.
it on
Tolkien or
Huh?
George R.R. Martin? Which one?
Martin, whatever. The dude from the Dragon
Thrones?
show. And it's not the How to Train Your Dragon show, the Dragon
House of
Fires.
Dragon. It's
House
the
of
better
Dragon.
Dragon show.
The House of Dragon is good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the Knights of the Seven Kingdom or Night of the Seventh Kingdom or whatever. That was a good because it was a sitcom and I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. It was like a 30-minute. There's 7 episodes. They were about 30 minutes long. So it was just, and it was really tight and well edited, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But I watch on the TikToks. There you go, Jordan. I said the TikToks. He messaged me and said he's going to start a drinking game when I said and like the YouTubes.
Up there
And-
was one. Ding.
He's like, every time you say the YouTubes, I want to take a
Two,
shot. And I
ding.
wanted to made it to work.
Ding.
So
So
there
let's
you
just do it one more time. So Jordan's drunk in the first 5 minutes of the show.
the YouTubes.
Ding.
But so on TikTok they'll show like the lineage of it, and it's crazy how everybody links up. And I guess since everybody it was all incest, that it's simple how they all link up.
But that's kind of how it used to be too,
Right.
because you wouldn't have like the romantic thing is like a princess or prince falling in love with a peasant.
Hmm.
But in reality, nobody's going to want to fall in love with a peasant
Right.
back then.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what arrogance does. Arrogance and ego.
You're like, he's my brother. Yes, but he's also your husband and your uncle.
I think that was, and it became a big problem. Like with all the czars, they had like diseases. What's the one? Alexei, was that him who like he would just bleed? He couldn't stop bleeding.
Oh, geez.
It was just everything had to be like he couldn't do things because he could just fall and die. It's kind of like what Mr. Glass was in Unbreakable, if you remember that movie with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but with like bleeding and bruising, and
Wow.
it was all inbred.
Yes.
But
anyway,
with that, let's talk Star Wars.
What's Star
Star
Wars?
Wars.
Did you just do that? Let's talk some Star Wars.
Yes, we just ripped that off from them
And Mickey Mutineers.
Mickey Mutineers.
There you go, Jordan. Something else to email me about.
The YouTubes. I said it, not you, so it doesn't count. Because Glenn does say the YouTubes a lot.
Well, I say it to be funny, and I hope it comes across as being funny. But I don't, if it's not coming across that way, I'll stop saying it.
So I got to share my screen for this one, and I'll try to describe it the best I can for those driving in their car. But we did get a comment on,
The YouTubes?
yes, from Alex Morris. He said, "Would the new Black Series Clone Trooper builder set satisfy one of the bingo slots?" I feel like I remember Glenn mentioning it by saying that one day we may see Hasbro release a premium fig with ton of accessories at a price point similar to Mythic Legions. It could have been mentioned just as an idea on how Hasbro can improve, though I can't remember for sure. So if I went back to our bingo set,
Mm-hmm.
and you did have, where is it? I should have highlighted it to make it easier for myself. We'll get a high quality line.
Okay.
That's what I wrote down, but I do slightly remember you saying something like it will be like Mythic Legions.
Yeah.
And so let me share my screen.
So by default, do we get a check off a bingo box?
Well, that's up for debate.
Okay.
So this is the Amazon exclusive Clone Trooper. I was kind of making fun of it because it's like any accessory they've ever made will just be released in this pack.
Yeah.
It's got it's like 5 blasters because there's 2 here. It's got all the variants of the clone troopers. Because this one is a phase 1 clone trooper, which means it's from Attack of the Clones. This one is another phase 1 down in the bottom here, but it's got a scope.
Yes.
And then they did similarly with phase 2, which is from Revenge of the Sith with the scope here and then no scope. Then they've got a variant shoulder pauldrons. And then this right here is a hologram of Sidious giving me
Execute Order
yeah,
66.
So the price point is $57 for this. And it's got 2 different heads, 2 different portraits as they call it. So you can swap out the head. You get a bald one, you get more hair, and you get like the shaved look for your clone trooper. And you can customize it, make it look any way you want. So like the debate is this considered part of that Mythic Legions trying to get into that price point, or is this just like them throwing everything at the wall? You
I
said
think,
in
yeah.
the bingo, you said a new line. So
Yeah.
because this is part of the Black Series, I don't feel like it qualifies because I think what you were talking about was a whole brand new line that extended beyond the Black Series that maybe is like was a 6-inch, maybe 7-inch, but it's highly detailed, or 8-inch.
If they
Highly,
can, yeah. I mean, I consider this more a one-off, but if this was something they continued, I would agree that this checks off that box.
okay. So
You-
this doesn't count as the bingo.
it's like a half a bingo card. If they do another one, then I'm like, okay, because this is what I was talking about, is something like this. I mean, this is highly packaged. This is something that is kind of meant, if you want to keep it in the package, you can
It
and
looks like the
display it.
Thrawn SDC release.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It feels like a San Diego Comic-Con release. That it's meant to be displayed and not really opened and played with.
Yeah.
But if they would do one in a normal packaging like this, then I would agree that yes, we could check off the bingo card. And if they did more of this, that would be awesome. I mean, because you could, I mean, hell, Hasbro loves a good repack. You could repack this with all kinds of paint apps, and instead of it just being a clean white trooper, they can do crazy stuff with it. I wonder if people are going to customize this like they do with Mythic Legions.
I kind of wish that I had done the selfie series
Yeah.
and get my own self, and then I can make myself a Jedi, and then I could buy a bunch of these, which I don't have. I don't have the funds to buy several $60 figures, but customize it and make my own Jedi Legion.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun to paint up and make it look good. So this doesn't count towards our bingo card.
Yeah, I think it's halfway there, but not all the way there.
Yeah, we can't half cross it off.
Right. Yeah.
Because you said a new line. You were talking about something like Mythic Legions, not just a one-off.
Right.
So
Damn. Well, I'm surprised. Hey, who was that? Who said that?
Alex Morris.
Alex, thanks for. Oh, that's our buddy Alex from Alabama, isn't it? Or am I
Yep.
thinking wrong? Yep.
Is he from Alabama or Mississippi?
Mississippi. I don't know. He hangs out with
Barry and
Jared,
Jason.
huh?
Barry
Yeah.
and Jason. Hi, guys.
Hi. I can't even remember your guys' names. Hi, Barry and Jason. Hi. He remembers more than I do, but yeah.
And then we were talking about this at the meetup. Let me pull this up real quick. Share my screen. Share. So this is just a rumor
Wow.
at this point, but there's a character in old legends called Cade Skywalker, and I think this takes place like 100 years after Return of the Jedi. It's farther in the future, and he's got long blonde hair. He's kind of rough. He's got earrings and stuff. He kind of looks like a mixture between Luke Skywalker and Han Solo.
Yeah.
And so I have a photo here of Ryan Gosling from Starfighter, and side by side between the comic book version of Cade and then Ryan Gosling. And a lot of people are complaining, you can't be Cade Skywalker because this takes place 33 years after Return of the Jedi, so they can't be that. but I'm like, it doesn't. He can just be inspired by this character named Cade. He could be Cade. I don't know,
Cade, shoot.
Jones.
What was Rey's last name before she became a Skywalker? Or
She
she
didn't
didn't
have a
have one?
name. She was
Okay.
just Ray. So he could be a scrapper just named Cade. But no, he's got his nephew. So he does have a last name. Amy Adams is his sister in the movie. Spoiler. So who knows if this is actually similar and locked in here, but this was the rumor. So I just wanted to share because there is similarities.
It's very similar. Plus, I mean, everybody that's complaining, if this was EU, EU's gone. And this is why they got rid of the EU, so they can do stuff like this.
Right. Even the name
I mean,
Kylo Ren was from one of the Droids cartoons. So, I mean, they can pull things. It's just because it's a name similar to another character doesn't mean it's that same character.
yeah.
So that might be the case with this Cade character, if that's indeed his name.
Well, we were also talking that you were saying, I think it was you that were saying that you're hearing that Starfighter is going to be one of the best Disney era Star Wars movies.
That's the rumor that I heard. D23 is next weekend, and Hasbro will be there. So hopefully Hasbro will be releasing some reveals. Maybe we'll see what 375 has in store finally.
Right.
Because we're on 400. We still don't know what 375 is. That's what that deluxe Zeb is 400.
Yeah, somebody was griping that they made that Zeb a 400, but then they're like, well, Hera was 300.
Yeah.
So,
but back at D23, it's about to start. Hasbro will be there, and there's rumors that they're going to really want to showcase Starfighter. The rumor that I've heard, which, I mean, you could leak things out to like social media influencers and stuff and try to spread the word and get some positive ground before you start establishing your marketing efforts.
mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what's going on here. But they're saying that the rumors were that Starfighter is the best Disney era Star Wars movie that's been made, and that Lucasfilm is eager to start marketing it because they have a lot of faith in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that it's the Top Gun of Star Wars.
Ooh.
So there's a lot that you could be excited about. And it wouldn't be surprising if this is actually the case because, again, Kevin Feige said he's seen the movie and loved it. There was somebody else who's seen the movie and loved it. I can't remember who.
When's it coming? It's next summer it's coming out?
It's May, yeah.
Okay.
But Feige went ahead and hired Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling to do Ghost Rider. So hopefully that means that their collaboration worked out pretty successfully. And they want to bring that same thing, the same vibe to Marvel.
Right. If they've already rehired him, I would assume that Starfighter is pretty awesome if they've already rehired that duo.
Yeah. And then lastly, with D23, Ahsoka season 2 is rumored to not come out until early 2027.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be pretty great because it is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, and getting plenty of Star Wars content would be great. But D23, hopefully we'll get a trailer or some sort of announcement from Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because Iman, what's his name? I didn't write it down. Iman, the kid that plays Ezra. He says that he's like a pretty big role, sizable role in Ahsoka season 2.
There's also rumors of there being a flashback with him in it. So I'm curious, what's that going to be?
So hopefully we get at least news about Ahsoka, if not a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean, February we get the 50th anniversary screening of Star Wars on IMAX. Possibly like March, April we get Ahsoka, and then May we get Starfighter.
But you think that's going to be too much Star Wars?
Is that a thing?
I mean, not for us, but
not for me. It's like I'm sitting in a room with Star Wars collectibles and 3D prints.
I'm sitting in my third room that's full of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I can't say that there's too much Star Wars. I mean, yeah, maybe there's a saturation level with the passive fan, but I don't feel that way. Maybe the success of Starfighter and the hype for it will be true and genuine, that people are going to be like, oh, let's get back into Star Wars.
Right.
Who knows? I've also heard that Filoni went all out with Ahsoka season 2. Like maybe he had training wheels on with the first season, and he's just decided to go for it.
So being like very deep into the lore, or just taking going for it.
Deep in the lore, maybe there's rumors about that movie that he's working on, but maybe the movie's not a guarantee. Maybe he shifted strategy and he's going to wrap everything up with the Thrawn stuff in season 2.
Yeah. Well, I heard there was going to still be a big battle in Ahsoka season 2, like space battle.
Yeah.
So that was going to be Thrawn verse. So I think that was one of the things they were wanting to take from the movie and put into Ahsoka.
Yep.
So I just want it to be good. I liked Ahsoka season 1, but I just feel like you took the characters from over here and the characters from this planet. So you took Ezra that was on this planet, and you had Sabine and Ahsoka who was on this planet, and you ended up just flip-flopping them, and that's the only thing this season accomplished. Oh, yeah. Thrawn. So you had, Ezra and Thrawn were over here, and so you ended up just flip-flopping Ezra and Thrawn and Ahsoka and Sabine.
2 more things with D23. Hopefully, there's rumors that There's rumors that Mando and Grogu might have their own ride/land at Disney Paris.
Ooh.
At one point, they were talking about putting Batuu over there, and those plans were put on hold. So maybe they're changing their strategy, and they're going to do like a micro land, almost like what they do with the pavilions around Epcot with the worlds.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just do a small section of like Mando and Grogu. Maybe the Razor Crest is there instead of the Falcon. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the rumors that's in development over there.
Yeah.
And then with D23, hopefully with Marvel and Lucasfilm there, we'll get news that Cassian Andor will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I've been in this battle since I was 6 years old.
Yep. So
or somebody says that.
And then they're launching Batuu Buddies at Galaxy's Edge. There's just like furry animals. And you have to go through an adoption process. And the one they were showing off was an Ewok. So it's just a little cuddly, furry Ewok stuffed animal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminded me of like back in the day with Cabbage Patch Kids.
Okay. I didn't know they were going through that much stuff. I'd seen that they were releasing the Ewok, but I didn't really get into it.
Yeah, it's a whole adoption thing.
Is it going to interact with the land like Mickey's
I don't think
buddy?
it's got any interaction elements, but I don't know.
Yeah, they could. Huh. It would force people to buy it while you're in the, when you get there and run around with it and while you're in the land.
I'm just Googling Batuu Buddies real quick. Oh, it is interactive. Batuu Buddies are a new line of interactive Star Wars plush companions from Disney. The collection launches in the Droid Depot and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on August 13th. Starting with an interactive Ewok priced with an including carrying sling. So you can sling them over his eyes, or over your shoulder, sorry. I was looking at the features expressive LCD eyes is what I was looking at.
Okay. So I'm assuming it'll be about $100.
Probably.
Droid Depot. Yeah, okay. If they're going to put it in Droid Depot, then yeah, the Droid Depot is pretty interactive on its own. So,
well, I'm glad to see they're still investing in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
The other thing that they showed off was that Imagineers are working on a food truck, kind of like what you see with Hugo in Mando and Grogu on the not Sakaar? I can't remember the gangster planet where the whole fight happens.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese did the voice. They're doing some sort of food truck with an animatronic version of that where you can order drinks in advance on your mobile app and pick them up from the truck.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody's working in the back and it's like, oh, he wants a Coke. Shh. And then you put it on a shelf and then the animatronic guy picks up the thing, turns around and is like, here you go, guy. You want your Coke?
This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
I'm thinking, I mean, that's a lot for an animatronic to pick up a full glass of something, isn't it?
Well, they did in Back to the Future. The animatronic picked up some dog food.
Yeah, but that's on a movie that they have to make it work one time, not thousands of times a day.
We'll see.
Yeah, I could see them like something like that happening, and then instead of it has a glass in its hand, but it's a generic glass that just kind of changes color, and then all of a sudden it puts your drink there, and a door opens, and there's your drink, and it has nothing to do with handling your drink.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
I'm just happy that they're investing in Galaxy's Edge, because a lot of the times when they make these lands, I mean, look at Avatar. There was a lot of hype, and they had it was called Power Loader in Aliens. It's not the Power Loader. It's the machine that the guys would walk around in.
Yeah.
In Avatar, that's kind of gone away. They really don't invest in Avatar anymore. A lot of the lights have kind of dimmed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the other problem with Animal Kingdom is that it closes at 6. So many times it closes before it's nighttime, and you can't even see the lighting special effects.
Right. Because, I mean, this was 2019 when we did Disney, and gosh, Animal Kingdom was the only land that we kind of looked at each other at like 4:00, 4:30, and was like, "Are you done?" Because there was just nothing to do once we had done everything, and my wife didn't want to ride Everest again, and I think it was, she was like, "I can't do Everest again because of that zero gravity thing it does."
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the only time we were like, "Man, I wish we would have got park hoppers because we'd go to another park."
Well, it's going to change with the Encanto ride and the new Indiana Jones ride, which is just a refurbishment. So it's really only adding one ride.
Yeah.
But that might, Animal Kingdom needs more. It's the biggest park on property, but it's because of all the land that the animals need.
Right.
It's not for guests, basically. And so I do think that Animal Kingdom needs a considerable expansion.
Well, I think with that Encanto ride and them redoing Dinosaur, that'll help. They're going to have no choice but to keep that park open after, later. And people are just going to have to understand that the animals went to bed and were open just because of these, Avatar and Indiana Jones.
And I'm upset about Indiana Jones because, again, they took away the Muppets from Hollywood Studios, but you've got your second Indiana Jones ride about to open. So do we really need the stunt spectacular, especially since the ball's gone rogue and knocked out a cast member?
Yeah.
It's starting to show age, I would suspect. I don't know, but you get rid of that land and make your Monsters Inc. land there.
Yeah. Would that be big enough to have done a Monsters Inc. in?
I don't know. It's a big chunk of the park, but they're also extending out into the parking lot for the coaster. So you could have done the same thing with Indiana Jones, the stunt spectacular.
I wonder if when they open that ride, it'll cause them to do something with that, because they don't want to have too many Indiana Jones things, or maybe it's just one of those things where they want to keep like an opening day attraction still there.
Maybe. It's curious that they're opening up a second Indiana Jones, because out of everything, I would think that they would want to do another character, like maybe Star Wars at Magic Kingdom or something, open up a new ride or something, rather than Indiana Jones, which doesn't seem to have as strong following as it once did.
Right.
Whereas Star Wars is still making money.
Yeah. Well, I think. Go ahead.
The movie didn't make a lot of money, but Josh D'Amaro came out, and then Hasbro came out, and both said that the movie didn't make money, but we made money with the merchandise.
Yeah. I wonder if it's people have heard such good things about the Indiana Jones ride from Disneyland, and they want to bring a version over that here.
Maybe.
Or it's because they are just, we don't know what to do. And he kind of fits in with Encanto because it's tropical, and we could lump this in there and,
Yeah.
you know, get the extra, or that's the IP they own. And I mean, what other IP would they have put in there?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I don't know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
Because they don't have there's no other dinosaur movie in there, is there? No, that they have, or nothing.
No.
I still like when they close dinosaurs. I like how Universal trolls Disney. Yeah, here goes your eyes rolling. You couldn't hear it.
I do like dragons.
Oh, you're gonna love the next segment. But yeah, no, because like when they closed Dinosaur, they posted Universal post, "We have dinosaurs" on their social media.
The team behind Paddington 2 was working on a droid adventure movie of some kind.
Okay.
See how I changed the subject?
Yeah, you always do. You're good at that.
Yeah. So Lucasfilm, this was like a secret project that they're working on. They did announce that they were working on. So Lucasfilm did announce years ago that they were working on some sort of droid project.
Yes.
There was no word if it was a movie or if it was a TV show. With the Paddington 2 team working on it, it makes it seem like it was a movie, not a series. Why would you hire your film people to do a TV show? But it would follow like an unnamed droid, someone new that would go on an adventure with C-3PO and R2-D2. Lucasfilm has decided not to move forward with it. And so that team that's been working on this project will just go ahead and make their movie without the Star Wars element.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a robot film of some sort, not a droid
like Rebel
film.
Moon?
Yes, like Rebel Moon. Because that worked out so well. But with the Paddington 2 team, that's like, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it's got such a high score. They seem to know what they're doing. I think it would be a bad look for Lucasfilm if this thing does really well, though.
Well, I think they kind of may need some egg on their face. We turned this down, but then they turned it into something good.
They've got dragon egg on their face.
That's the wrong dragon show, but yes. Oh. Because I mean, I've never seen Paddington, but I know Ewan McGregor's in it, so you could have him. Like, it'd be funny if they brought you.
Was he?
He was Christopher Robin.
The Paddington's not Winnie the Pooh.
Oh shit! Sorry.
now who's got dragon egg on their face?
I got it now. Oh no! Somebody just wrecked their car because I said he was in Paddington. I was thinking, man, you could have Ewan McGregor in there, and it'd be funny when he's not. He's acting like Obi-Wan, but he's not Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Goodbye there. And lastly, for news, if you care about physical media, Mando and Grogu is available on Blu-ray 4K August 25th. It's available for digital downloads and streaming. Not streaming, I'm sorry, just digital downloads where you pay $20 for it. But physical media is drying up, and if you want that, it's time to buy that. It is expensive. Like on Amazon, the 4K was $44 and the Blu-ray is $40, but it's just because it's a dying breed, the physical discs, and it's just they're making you pay up for it because they have to make it. They don't want to make these things. They would prefer you just a digital download, and then they can remove it from your hard drive someday. Right,
and that's I'm starting to discover after years of not having physical media. Now you're like, because when you want to watch something, like we wanted to watch Back to the Future a couple of weeks ago, it's not on any streaming service right now. You have to pay for it. You know what I mean? It's not on any free streaming or quote unquote subscription streaming service right now. So, and that was like, man, that would be good to have a DVD of that. I have a DVD, but I have no DVD player because it's like everything's going digital, and listening to music, Spot or Apple Music, they'll edit, stuff out of music, and you're like, that's not how that goes. So I mean, I am kind of seeing the need for physical media again, but then we don't have anything to play it on because they don't even put CDs in players in cars anymore.
Well, that's all I had for the news. Did you pick anything up this week?
Just the X-Files Lego set that I haven't built yet.
Yeah, with all the Easter eggs.
With all the Easter eggs that we were talking about last night. I did build the Scully's lab because that was a quick build, but the Easter egg, when I do Legos, I like clearing my plate and just because I don't want to be frustrated by them and being like, oh my God, I got to build this freaking Lego set. It's a relaxation thing for me. So I like having the time to do it. So I will stall a couple of weeks before building a set after I buy it, just to make sure that I can enjoy building it.
Yeah.
Because if I've got any plans during the week, I'm like, okay, I know this build's going to take me a couple of days, and I don't want to be like, oh my God, I got to get to this freaking Lego set. So I'll probably build it next week. So it's a cool looking set. The Scully's Lab's kind of cool. It's small, but hopefully I'll get my joy out of it. Have you picked anything? Oh, you did pick something up. That looks cool. I saw you share it in the chat. Dun dun dun.
So what I got, I won this off of Hakes. It's preliminary art for the Micro Machines Emperor's Royal Guard / Death Star 2 transforming playset. The artwork, this is original artwork from Otto Cooney, who did a lot of freelance work. I've done a lot of research since I won this. He did a lot of like Hot Wheels stuff. So a lot of his work is, when you Google him, a lot of it is Hot Wheels stuff. What I think happened here, and I'm not exactly sure because he's since passed away and I can't really interview anyone, but I think the normal process is you do some sort of rough sketch or rough painting for colors to kind of give the look and feel before it goes for approval. And then you have somebody who actually goes through and makes an actual box art image.
Uh-huh.
So when you compare this to the box art, it's like almost exact. Everything here is exact. And so I think this was just like a quick, hey, can you do this for us and give us an idea of what the box might look like? And yeah, it's great. It's original art. I'm gonna get it framed and I'm gonna put it right next to the hard copy and the box sample.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I like how you can tell that it's got a little bit of bleed over on the
Yeah.
edges.
Yeah, so you taped it up, and there's like you could see lines from where he probably drew with pencil lines where the border would be.
Yeah. And
I
I mean that's a cool looking piece, man. I'm sure you can see brush strokes and everything. Yeah, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a brush stroke right below on the right side of the
like this right
Emperor's.
here, this purple right here is a brush stroke.
Yeah.
This really vibrant purple, it's almost like a violet,
Yeah.
is raised off of it.
Oh, wow.
So I really like that. And yeah, I mean, like of all the Micro Machine things that could become available, this one was, and it's just like my focus, like my accidental focus. I didn't even like set out to be like, I'm gonna collect this one and everything. It's just like this came available, so I got that. This came available, I got this. This preliminary art came available, and I got it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So very grateful to have this.
That's an awesome piece. Yeah, it is funny how you just kind of fell into that focus.
Yeah.
And it is cool how you're piecing it together, and you know what I mean? You can be like, okay, this is, because people do that, and it's hard to do nowadays because there's not that much stuff is coming available like it was 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, but just the probability of that piece being available, because there were so many other boxes. There's Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, they did ships, they did environment worlds, and it's just like this one came available, and it's just like I can't say no.
Right.
I have to do what I can to get this, and so
Right.
I'm able to move mountains and get it.
You're right. Sell blood. Sell a kidney.
I am pretty lightheaded because of the lack of blood.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Because
Thanks.
it was like, well, because you had said that, oh yeah, I picked something up, and you're not expecting that.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing piece.
Let's see. I'm also getting a new car, but I'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah. Mandy was saying that her and Shannon talked yesterday about all your car troubles, and I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah, well, real quick, it was just right in a row. 3 things happened to the cars. It was like a $10,000 issue because to get everything fixed. It was not fun. And I decided to get I'm kind of getting that midlife area, but it's not a midlife crisis. I at one point wanted a Mustang. I was like, someday I'm going to get a Mustang. But it was about 15 years ago. We were on our anniversary in Orlando, and we rented a car, and my wife surprised me, upgraded to a Mustang, and I hardly fit into it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting that. And then it wasn't until I moved down here, my Honda Element fell apart because it had rust issues, and I guess that's a common problem with the Element. But once I got rid of the car, I was like, oh man, I really love that car.
Mhm.
So I've decided to get an element again. I've got a guy here in Atlanta who's like known as the guy that fixes elements, and he takes apart the engine and he fixes it up and does valve adjustments and top to bottom does brakes and everything. Like everything's basically brand new and refurbished.
Mhm.
So I'm getting the car that I want. It's practical. It's not too flashy. It is
You're right.
red.
Hey,
It's
man, congratulations. So he's going to rebuild one for you?
Yeah, he's
Basically.
working on it. So hopefully by Labor Day I'll have my car, and then it just all the cars will get shifted. Maisie will get my car, my oldest daughter, and my youngest daughter will get Maisie's car.
Cool. So I can quit tagging you in Element ads on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Are you tagging me?
I tagged you in a couple, but I don't know if you saw them. I don't
No.
really.
Facebook sucks.
Yeah. Hey, that's why they're bringing back MySpace.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've decided to name the car,
yeah.
which was a process.
Do you want to
because-
save it or do you want to talk about it now?
Let's
You
just
might
talk
as-
about it now.
Yeah.
Because we're on the topic. The dude, when he gets these, he buys Honda Elements and then he fixes them up. So he gets them and he makes sure that they're like pretty good. He's not going to buy a junker and then fix it up and invest all that time. He named it Sriracha because it's red.
Okay.
But I've decided to rename it Red 2
Okay. Yeah.
because it's red and it's my second element. I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll do Red 5, but I kind of like the symbolism in 2 because it's, like I said, my second element.
Right.
And it's Wedge Antilles, and in real life, he's Ewan McGregor's uncle, so it works.
Right. I'll just start calling it Wedge.
That's fine. I'll call it Red 2. I got a sticker that I developed that looks like the Maverick Top Gun logo,
Uh-huh.
but instead of Top Gun, it says Red 2.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I've tried naming my cars, but it just never works. I'm not good at naming things.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So for our main topic this week, we've got about 15 minutes or so. We were going to go through 5 rides that we wished, or attractions or whatever.
I did more changes.
Oh, 5 changes. I did 5 attractions that I wish they would make or could make at Galaxy's Edge or Disneyland or Disney World, whatever.
But yeah, you may consider what I made attractions. I don't know, like as a show at an attraction.
It could be.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got well, let me share my first one.
Oh, you did like
Well, I just pulled some where's Zoom? I just pulled wait, I'll open up the image first. You'll see in a second here. Let me share.
All right.
So I just said that they should finish the ride that they were supposed to make, the third ride, which would be a creature,
Yeah.
an animatronic creature that would walk around the land. They have this looking goat thing with 2 tusks that come out like they're mastodons. And the riders would be on the back. I want them to make this, and you could do a bantha, you could do a dewback, even if it's just like a safari where it's just a small section. It doesn't have to go out to the people. It could walk by maybe where the people walk, so people can see the attraction.
Yeah.
But it's like this was a cool concept. It's slow and slow. It's not going to be like a high e-ticket, high pulse, high energy ride, but it still would be cool to make. And they invested the money in it. It was just a budgetary thing. Like you can go back and look at video of them working on something. It doesn't have skin.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was going to be this ride, but because of budgetary things and who knows, maybe the lawyers got involved and said like if the joint locks up and people are thrown forward, we have to pay the money.
Yeah.
So who knows what happened, but this would have been a cool thing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So yeah. No, I'm trying not to jump ahead. I think
We'll just go back and forth.
Okay. Well, no, because I'll say what I want to say, and then my attraction, and then I could say why I think that would be a good attraction.
Okay.
Because I think they go one and the same, because you were saying that you wanted it to walk by people.
Yeah.
I think that land needs like either a speeder bike or a pod racing roller coaster.
Yeah.
Either one would work.
That's my next one.
Yeah. But it needs to be going through the land. It needs that land needs some kinetic energy to it, because it's just stale. Because you know what I mean? It's just stagnant, or there's not even, I mean, and never mind. You know, like with Harry Potter, and there's stuff happening.
Yeah.
You know, the dragon breathes fire every 15 to 20 minutes. It's on a timer, but it's not on a timer type situation.
Well, they've got shuttles driving by. You can hear the sound effects and
You need
that
more
one
than that.
shuttle moves. But yeah, I put down a speeder bike chase as sort of my number four thing to kind of go with what you're talking about. But
Mhm.
I did say it's like a dueling style coaster.
Oh man.
So one side would be the good guys, the other side would be the bad guys. And you could have a section that right next to a walkway, it's low enough and there's enough foliage to make it look like you don't see the the rails.
Yeah,
You don't see the coaster itself, you just see the car fly by,
that would be
which makes
cool.
it look like people are flying by on
Yeah.
speeders.
Well, and I've also recently discovered because there's a lot more coasters. It's like you don't need to have big a big coaster. You can have one right you're really low to the ground, and it'd be a really good coaster if it's interacting with the land.
That's what Hagrid's thing is. It's a motorbike, and so it's low to the ground. A lot of it is like that, and that's what I think the speeder bike chase could be, or whatever the equivalent is for Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah. Because like
But
Hagrid's, it does ride through the land, and I'm gonna lean pretty heavy on like Epic and How to Train Your Dragon, but that land, I know,
shocker.
yeah, real shocker. But you know that land, that roller coaster that's through that land, it rolls through the land, it goes through the lake that's in the middle of the land. So I mean, you walk in there and you see the coaster. Even freaking Stardust Racers, you go if you go to Epic and Stardust Racers, you go there when Stardust Racers is running and you go there when it's not running, there's something missing. You know, you're just like, there's a big piece of this park that's missing because you don't have that kinetic energy of Stardust Racers running, and you don't have the loud, you don't have the noise, you don't have the people screaming, you don't, the heartbeat of the park is missing when Stardust Racers isn't running.
Yeah,
And I think that's something Galaxy's Edge needs.
yeah.
It needs a heartbeat.
This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer, and back to school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
So what was your number four?
I think it needs better meet and greets. You know, more.
You mean less Timu Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
the
I
kind of
don't
better?
mind the Timu, you Luke Skywalker, but I think he needs to be there more. It needs to be more than just, and it may be because we can't have nice things, as Star Wars fans or as Disney fans or whatever. But I also think they don't do it enough. If they did it so much to where it was a no big deal that he's out running the land, I think it would be better. Because, there again, when you're at Dragon, when you're in Burke, there's people walking, there's people all over the place in that land. I know but I mean, I go to that land and I'm like,
Dragon,
dragon, dragon, dragon. But I'm like, this is what, hey, Jordan, I bet you're drunk because I've been talking about dragons all day. Anyway, because this is what I look at that land and I'm like, why couldn't they have done this with Star Wars? And I think they're going to do it with villains. I think they learned I think Villains Lands is going to be what we wanted Disney to do with Batuu, truthfully. But there's just so much stuff that it's missing because you're like, oh, who's that purple haired girl? And if you don't know who she is, if you haven't done your research, you're like, oh, shoot, that was somebody important.
I would agree with that, but amend it and say less of the popular characters like Luke and Han and Leia because of the uncanny valley, because the team
Yeah.
of Luke. You look at that guy and you're like, that doesn't look anything like Luke Skywalker. And even the wig is bad.
Right.
But you could do things like Kit Fisto or like aliens, like you could do more Boba Fett's. You can do Aura Singh, and
Hmm.
some characters that look very similar, but you're not too familiar with it, that you're like, oh, that looks nothing like Aura Singh. It's like that looks like Aura Singh, or whatever the character may be, but
Right.
more like B and C list characters than all the A's that look nothing like their counterparts in the movie.
Hmm. No,
Uh,
that's totally what I'm talking about. It
yeah.
needs more characters. It needs more, people walking around. And then I think if you would have a Luke Skywalker, you would have Boba Fett walking around. I think people would be desensitized to that instead of, oh, Boba Fett only comes out twice a day.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, I only got one other time to meet him, or this is my only time to meet him because I'm not going to be in this land later today. Uh, I think that
Even
would help with the crowding around
even
those.
if it was R2D2 and C3PO,
Right.
and maybe you have an animatronic C3PO that kind of comes out,
Yeah.
walks out, and he just kind of moves. And he could be fenced off in a way where people just kind of stand in front of the fence, and then R2 and C3PO is right there, and you could set it up right.
Yeah.
But that's Star Wars. That to me is an iconic Star Wars.
Hmm.
And then maybe when it's done, C3PO can walk back out if it's raining or something.
No, because there again, because there is Goober, Gober, the one of the characters has his shop, his blacksmith shop, and he hangs out in his blacksmith shop, and he'll just show up and talk about the blacksmith shop. He's got a dragon sitting there. The dragon breathes fire every now
Yeah.
and again. It's like, I'm
Dragons.
sorry, but
Mofo dragons.
no more. You're gonna be really sad. But I mean, it's like, why couldn't you have done that in Galaxy's Edge? Something like that.
No matter what happens when I go to Epic Universe and I go to Dragons, I'll be just like, whatever. I'm so over this land. I don't even want to see it.
Well, even Dark Universe does the same thing. The characters, there's always a main character hanging out in Dark Universe. There's always Igor, Invincible Man. You've got the violinist walking around. It's like they could have easily done that in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, but they only do it in Disneyland. They don't do it in Disney World.
Because we can't have nice things in Disney World.
For my third one, I picked the Death Star run, whether that's like a flight simulator similar to Back to the Future or like Star Tours,
Uh-huh.
or if it's more of what they intended with the speeder bikes, where everybody gets in an individual dome and you get on the bike and it's like a video game and you're playing with 40 other people.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if 40 people get into a mock X-wing of some sort, and then even if it's just the front half or something like that, they can make it look like it's an X-wing you're getting into. And then you fly around and you attack the Death Star, and it could be like interactive to a point where you've got other people flying and TIE fighters maybe, and then you get to a point where it's like, okay, you got to play it out like the movie, and anybody that's alive can go to the Death Star trench, and everybody wins.
Yeah, that would, because when you were saying that, I was thinking, Flight of Passage. That would be something fairly easy to do because
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to do a full scale or a half a Death Star, or I mean a pilot or X-wing or something. You could do something where you're just sitting in a cockpit, or half a cockpit or something, or a chair with the controls,
Yeah.
or be something where it's on a quote unquote autopilot. And yeah, that would be cool.
So what's your number three?
My number three is, I would like to see bigger shops, more shops, bigger to where it's not as small as, like, I think docks could be more an attraction than a shop. But I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought with this one. I think docks need to be, maybe do like more museum type situation, but it is kind of like that.
It is very frustrating when you want something Galaxy's Edge focused and you have to
Yeah.
go outside of Galaxy's Edge to buy it.
Right.
And they get the whole intent, but they've walked away from the whole, this is a real world thing. So why not just put Galaxy's Edge shirts right next to Galaxy's Edge entrance or something?
Well, it's funny because you go into Galaxy's Edge, or at least when I went the first time when it would just opened, and they were so leaning into the Arabian, so leaning into
Bright Suns.
huh?
Bright Suns.
Bright Suns, but then you go to buy something and they give you a Disney World bag.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're so leaning into the immersion, and then you're going to give me a Disney World bag.
Yep. Red flag.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to see more props and stuff in the land and it be more accessible than just, oh, I got to go in this dark room, and I may get to see a hammerhead, Doc Ondor and interact with him. And people don't even realize that you can interact with that Doc Ondor.
Yeah.
Um, that's if, and I know there's times where when he's not working, um,
Yeah.
the time what they were supposed to at the time when he came out, you were supposed to be able to bargain with him, and it never happened. He'd stand up and kind of walk around, but apparently you were able to, he didn't like bugs, and you were like, oh, look, there's a bug, and he was supposed to do something, but he just kind of, I don't know. I want it to be more Star Wars. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So for my number two ride, I kind of challenged myself and I was like, what's a common ride vehicle at the park? And it is an Omnimover, which is like Haunted Mansion or Spaceship Earth, where you get into a vehicle and it's just on a long track and it's just pulling everybody through the attraction and it just constantly moves unless there's a handicapped person that needs to shut down so they can safely exit the vehicle or get on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we should do an Omnimover into Star Wars. But I was like, how do you make that work? Because it is sort of a slowish vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
but you can make it about the Force itself.
Ooh.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, the world between worlds,
Yeah.
where you enter the world between worlds and then you come out. And maybe it's just like, we're going to show you the Force and the history of the Force. And you are a Jedi and you have talent. And so you go through it and you come out and then these are the Clone Wars. And you see a scene with the Clone Wars. And then you go through the world between worlds and you come out and this is Luke Skywalker. And you go in the world between worlds and you come out again. And it's just a series of like scenes from Star Wars. And you experience everything that they've made in Star Wars, even like Andor. And I said Clone Wars, but maybe even Rebels. And it's just a bunch of animatronics, just kind of like they do with the Haunted Mansion. And you could have special effects, and maybe you can even get pulled into the Death Star trench run somehow, like they did with the Fast and Furious ride, where it's all projection mapping.
Yeah. Family.
Family. The world between worlds is about family.
Could you imagine them doing that with like Spaceship Earth? Like, let's just take Spaceship Earth and make it Star Wars themed.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
the
that
thing I'm
was
talking about.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. When you mentioned it, I was like, man, Spaceship Earth, but Star Wars.
Yeah, and I was trying to tie it all together. Like, how do you make a slow ride move? And I guess if it's the Force and you focus, and they even tell you at the beginning of the ride, like, you are going to enter the Force. Now close your eyes and focus, and you will see a portal open up, and then whoosh, the portal opens up.
That would be cool. That would take a lot of money, though.
It would, but I mean, that's something different and new that they could add to the ride, which would encompass all of it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be attached to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It could be a world between worlds, and then you could change out scenes as new content comes out. And if you wanted to add Starfighter, you could do that.
Yeah.
So,
I want to see more shows. Like either do, and it kind of ties into the meet and greets, but you could do a show, like a Force show, like, and kind of use those elements. And also you need more than just, hey, look, Kylo Ren's coming out, that type of stuff. When they did the march before Galaxy's Edge was there, and they marched Captain Phasma through the land with all the stormtroopers. That was amazing to witness, and all it was people walking by.
that was outside of Galaxy's Edge too. That was pre-Galaxy's Edge. Once that opened up, they didn't even do that anymore.
Right. But could
Stay
you
alert.
imagine having Phasma walk? Even, nobody likes Phasma because she's, I don't know. I think she didn't reach her full potential, truthfully. But, if you could just have her walk through the land with a bunch of stormtroopers
Yeah.
following behind her, just,
Well-
crap, here we come.
Well, again, where the garage is, there's some levels on top of the garage that they were supposed to do a stunt show.
Yeah.
And it was there for the premiere for all the social media influencers. They got to see it. And then it was kind of pulled out. And then it was incorporated into the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
And we know what the Star Cruiser's dead now, so it crashed and was blown up, and now it's Imagineering offices. But yeah, even I don't remember if I brought this up, but in one of the new books, there's a young adult novel.
Uh-huh.
One of the characters, his uncle, I believe, owns the company that owns the Star Cruiser.
Uh-huh.
And in the book, it says that the Star Cruiser went defunct because of lack of budget. So there's an in-universe reason why the Star Cruiser is no longer out there is because they ran out of money and the budget. They decided to shut the Star Cruiser down.
Jeez, that's funny.
Anyways, so
Yeah, no, I want to see stuff. Well, it's like, because when they had the media days, you had Hondo Onaka was a walk around character. You had that stunt show over the speeder bikes. You had drones. I mean, I know the drones would just be, a whole bunch of, lead to a bunch of other crap. But, you had all this stuff, and then we get there and you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
You need a reason to keep coming back to that land more than the fact that it's just, oh, it's Star Wars. And, oh, look, we made a new lightsaber. And, oh, look, we made an Ewok that you can now drive. And, an interactive Ewok you need to come here and get. There needs to be something to bring you back into that land.
Yeah. So that's your number 2 is more attractions. My number 1, I think, is obvious, the cantina.
Yeah.
Put the freaking cantina in there.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's out of the universe. Just make the cantina. I don't want some clone look-alike thing. I do like Olga's, and it's fun with DJ Rex there. I do want to print my own Rex droid, but more of the classic Star Tours look. But I do want the cantina. I want to sit down at Mos Eisley's cantina and sit in one of those booths and maybe have Greedo and Han show up one day.
That would be all. Oh, yeah, that would be cool because, they do. And it does feel like they're leaning into things, and it's like they've learned from the mistakes because, like the Beacon Barrel, there's stuff, interactive stuff that happens, with the environment that they didn't do in Galaxy's Edge. It's like we were going to do this in Galaxy's Edge, but we ran out of money, but we're going to do it over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of my things, and you see, I've got 2 ways I can go. I've got one major thing and one like minor thing. But I'll go with my minor thing. Or you know what? We'll save the minor thing whatever. I don't know.
Just do them both because I'm done.
We're doing it. So the major thing is I'd like them to re-theme this. So it kind of goes with the cantina. But they needed to do Tatooine, or they needed to do a land we know, because they did Batuu and we're like, what the hell's Batuu?
Yeah.
Because it is there again. Here you go with the dragons. Here you go with the Harry Potter stuff. When you go to those lands, you're like, I've been here. I know where I'm at. You have a better feeling. You're like, okay, you're connected to them. You're not connected to Batuu because it's just Star Wars. And it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was cool. It's cool walking in there, but could you imagine, like, you have Tatooine, you have things, and they've kind of done it in California with the music, but you're walking into this place going, I'm in Star Wars, but I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like they just did a big middle finger to George Lucas and to all the fans that came before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're not going to do Tatooine. We're going to do our own thing that no one's ever seen before because we know better.
Right.
And I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a little bitter. Maybe they have studies that they haven't shared about, I don't know, research that they've done and conducted, but it kind of feels like that sometimes. It's just like, why didn't you do Tatooine? You were supposed to do Tatooine. You would have made hand over fist money. People would have come because the people who have money would have come.
Right.
But instead they're like, no, let's just make it about their Star Wars, not George Lucas's Star Wars or whatever.
And it doesn't matter because they keep going back to Tatooine in Star Wars. So you could have made it Tatooine and been just fine.
Yeah, even the sequel trilogy eventually ends up on Tatooine.
Yeah. So it could have been so much better. You could have done that. That's the one thing yeah, sorry, you're going to get me going, but I know I keep going back to Universal. I keep going back, you go to Harry Potter and you're like, then you watch the movies on Harry Potter and you're like, I've been there. I know it was a fake version of that, but I've been there. Yeah. I've seen the castle. I've seen the bank. I've seen the vaults. I've seen the stuff. You know, and you go to Galaxy's Edge and it's nothing. There's no connection to it. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, I've seen an A-Wing.
yeah.
You know, and I've seen a Resistance X-Wing. It's not Red 5, you know, it's not the stuff that we know.
Yeah, it feels like it could be an easy retheme, and I say easy, it would still be probably half a billion dollars to like shut down Galaxy's Edge, repaint it, make Olga's Cantina turn into the Challenge Cantina. It wouldn't be exactly like us nerds would be like, well, actually, the cantina should be over here, and Docking Bay 94 is over here, and
Right.
but it could happen. I don't think it will, but it's possible.
Yeah, and I think so my honorable mention or whatever, that needs something to do in the land more than the droid hunter. Because are they still doing the droid hunter thing?
It needs crate dragons, is what I'm trying to say. We need to have crate dragons in Galaxy's Edge, and then
They
there
breathe
should
fire.
breathe fire crate dragons, and then you get on the ride with the crate dragons. It's a roller coaster with crate dragons. How to Train Your Great Crate Dragon is what we're going to call the ride.
But you know, so are they still doing the bounty hunter thing? I don't know.
Bounty hunter thing?
They were doing a bounty hunter thing with the magic bands where you would hunt down a bounty hunter.
Yeah, that was basically an app that you would play and nothing happens. Maybe like a door might open, but
Right. But so that was the only, and then you had the thing where you scan the QR codes. But you know, there again, here we go. Universal with the wands. You're walking through that land. That land needs something to where, like, let's say I buy a lightsaber and I have a lightsaber walking around and somebody challenges me to a fight, or I have a droid that I have to fight or something. You know, even if it's a screen, you know, you could walk up to different people or different screens and have a lightsaber battle with a lightsaber. And that's just me pulling something real quick. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
needs something like that. Something more than, oh, I have a magic band and I'm running around bounty hunting. Something to keep you coming back, because it's like when you go to, there again, Universal, I hope somebody's taking a shot because they're wrecking right now.
To
But
the YouTubes real quick.
go to the YouTubes. When you go to Universal, it's like, I need to bring my wand. You know, you think about it. I need to make an effort to bring my wand so that I can have more fun and go throughout the land and catch these things that I didn't catch.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in Galaxy's Edge. You know, I think they either rushed it, they didn't have enough capital to do what they needed to do. Something they flubbed the opening of this land, or flubbed this land, because they either rushed it or ran out of money or didn't want to do it. You know, and then, you know, that was their answer to Harry Potter. And then Epic went, oh yeah, watch this. And then I think what's going to end up happening is and then, you know, they were like, oh, we could put it in a Star Cruiser. It's $5,000 for 2 nights. And that bit them in the butt. And then, you know, they've got the Villains Land getting ready to open. And I think everything we talked about here is going to go into Villains Land, because they have the roller coaster. You're looking at the concept art, you know, and Cars Land. So it's like, why couldn't you do that? You have a $4 billion franchise and you treated it like this.
4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and crap.
There's a lot of potential.
There's a lot of potential. And truthfully, as much griping as I do about Batuu, I'd go tomorrow. I'd get in a car today if somebody said, let's go to Galaxy's Edge. You know what I mean? It's Star Wars. You still got to love it. But I think that's what's a big problem, is it's like, no matter how much griping we do about it, we're still going to go. Something's got Jason's attention.
Yeah, I got this new turtle box speaker from work, and I just glanced at the box real quick.
Uh-huh.
And it said wireless stereo pairing, which means like if I had another turtle box speaker, I could pair to it and then have a left and right channel.
That would be cool.
I was like, I've never seen that before. That's pretty awesome, but whatever. I'm sorry for the distraction. There was a squirrel that ran about.
Jason saw a squirrel.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I get hyped up over this kind of stuff because I feel it got fumbled. And even, you know, even when I went in 2019, where you're trying to talk to people and they're like, oh, they're going to have a backstory. Very few people had backstories. And now nobody has a backstory.
This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowes.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
So, a lot of potential, a lot of things they could do. We'll see if they actually do it.
No, they're not. But
as Glenn said at the top of the show, our 300th episode is the next episode. If you want to join us, reach out. Like, we can go out and ask a bunch of people to join us.
yeah,
But if you would like to join us on the podcast, just let us know, because I've got a special retrospective blast from the past presentation that I'm preparing.
ooh, that should be fun.
Yeah, so you can join us.
Is it
And,
just going to be me saying YouTube's the YouTube?
No.
Just a big thing.
No.
I wonder
Or
what
may-
Tony would think of that.
Maybe it's an element of that. Yeah, that was the other thing at the meetup, is that Tony Johnson was having issues with our new bi-weekly schedule, and he wants us to mention him more often,
Yes.
because that would encourage him to listen. So, Tony Johnson, thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast.
Oh, wait, before you go into that,
Yeah.
thank you for voting.
Yes,
we didn't
yeah,
cover
yes, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, if you voted for the Wilbur Hood's ice cream patch, jeez, I can't believe I completely botched that. I'm sorry. It won.
Yeah.
So it will be on the Saga Vault, which will be the thing that goes around and is a traveling exhibit. They'll have the Wilbur Hood patch set or elements of it on display, which is kind of cool and exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's a cool project. So congratulations to Narayan and Steve Sansweet for picking it and winning it. And thank you to the fans, because it's the fan community that came together and said, no, we want this on
Yeah, because
display.
they were even, when they did the live stream, they were like, yeah, it's the fans
Yep.
that got this thing voted up. So thank you.
Yep. Forget your Ewok masks.
I'm sure that Ewok mask will still
For
be
the
there. Like you said.
second time, the Ewok was killed.
Pour one out for him.
Pour one out. Pour some spatchka. Spatcha?
Pour some
Spatchka?
spatchka on me.
No, not like that. One for me and one for my homies, and you pour it out. Anyways, I'll go back. Thank you to Tony Johnson for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If Tony could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere Tony listens. It really helps us out and points people to our show. Tony Johnson, you can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and
The YouTubes.
Tony Johnson, please send us an email or message us. We love your feedback, and we love to make you part of our show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. Thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. And thank you to Tony Johnson for listening. Tony Johnson, collect for the love of it. Hashtag Tony Johnson, vote with your wallet. Pass on what Tony Johnson has learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community, because we know he's not. This is the way.
This is the way.